Here are the bold and the beautiful spoilers for Friday, November 14th, 2025. On Thursday's all-new episode, Luna continued to spiral after a social media post that implied that Will and Elektra moved into Bill's beach house together. While it's true that Elektra will be spending a great deal of time at Will's new home, Luna jumped to an incorrect conclusion because of a delusion she can't let go of. She truly believes that Will wants to build a future with her and their unborn child. On Friday's episode, Luna plans her escape, something viewers may have surmised after seeing a laundry cart not too subtly introduced into the scene. It's clear that Luna will somehow devise a way to use that as her method of transport to freedom. There hasn't been much clarification on Luna's sentencing or how long she'll actually remain in prison. Will there be a trial? Is she already convicted? None of it is clear, and that may be by design. If there isn't much explanation about the length of her stay, it's easier to write her path to liberation. Nobody truly remains in prison or faces any real consequences on this show. Luna's grandmother, Sheila T., is a shining example of that. She's skirted around the justice system more times than one can count, and now she's a free woman, interacting with her victims on a daily basis. It's not a matter of if Luna will return to the outside world, but when. Thanks to the social media update, Luna knows exactly where to find Will, and it's almost a sweet irony that it's the same location as her previous crime spree. Luna has nothing to lose. She's completely unpredictable because of her growing desperation. Her first instinct is to resort to violence to get what she wants, and she's killed before. In Luna's eyes, Elektra is the largest current obstacle standing in the way of her ready-made fairy tale family with Will. She won't hesitate to pull the trigger, and although Elektra's victim act has grown stale, and her death would send shockwaves through all of Los Angeles, it feels unnecessary. Her entire character arc can't be an endless cycle of torture. It's time for her to feel a little less one-dimensional. Friday will feature Steffy and Finn getting romantic, and it feels like a final moment of passion before their life gets entirely turned upside down. Despite promising to ensure Luna remains in prison for the rest of her life, Steffy couldn't have prepared for her stepdaughter's impending prison escape. Luna's arrival on Steffy and Finn's doorstep feels inevitable, and although Steffy's first impulse will be to turn her away and send her back to jail, Finn might be conflicted. After all, Luna's carrying Finn's grandchild, and he's showing an inability to keep his distance from his maniacal family members in the past. Luna's a master manipulator, and she has proven that she's not above using her baby to toy with emotions. Steffy and Finn have survived innumerable traumas, but it's unclear how many more times they can be on the brink of death and disaster before they crumble under the pressure. How many times can Steffy jet off to Europe for an extended stay, leaving Finn and Liam an ocean away from their children? Luna has the potential to break a couple that's had their feet to the fire far more times than most. In a time when many couples like Brooke and Ridge, Hope and Liam, or Bill and Katie have found their way back to each other, Steffy and Finn could find themselves on shaky ground. The baby is the biggest wildcard in the ordeal because Luna will use that child as a bargaining chip to the fullest extent. It's entirely possible that Steffy and Finn's night of romance goes without any hiccups. However, Luna's escape is real, and it's happening. And Steffy made a lot of threats when she believed Luna would never see the light of day. Her words may come back to haunt her, and whether she's kidnapped for a third time, shot like her ex-husband, or murdered in cold blood like Deacon's buddies, there's a certain sense of doom surrounding the fate of Steffy and Finn's happiness. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Will is sick of surfers hanging out on his property, and this looks like another great example of some foreshadowing going on here. Luna's next disguise? We are having the stage set, excuse the pun, on B&B for the next set of events involving Luna and her desires to pursue Will and whatever that means for Elektra. Let me lay it out. Luna has used disguises several times already, and that appears to be a theme, and what better than Surfer Girl to get access to the property next? We have seen how successful Luna can be at fooling everyone. There was the fake teacher disguise, and then the rose-tinted glasses she wore at Will's party, where she basically drugged him. For her disguise to work, all she would need is a surfboard, maybe a swimsuit, and oh, don't forget a towel. All that remains is for Luna to engineer an escape from prison. Pesky detail as it may be, But it had better be an escape, not a pardon from up on high or any kind of paperwork snafu. Give the fans some credit. I could wholly get behind a well-thought-out escape plot. Two inmates working together, finding a routine they can take advantage of, or finding a guard who is lax in security protocols, or even befriending one and getting inside help to make a bust-out. Just give us something that we can believe in. Do we want Luna out of jail? No, not really. But if she is, make it exciting and stir up some drama and suspense. The topic of Luna getting out of jail and pretending to be a surfer chick has already been on the Soap Central message boards, and a few fans were giving their thoughts on it too. Cat Mama 1. Why would that be, Will? Are you going to hire security? LA lacks talented security guards. Just ask Ridge or Finn. So here is what will happen, at least my prediction of events. Luna will get out of jail somehow. She will get to the beach house. She will have one of her great disguises on. Electra, who will be at home alone, will see her outside, think she is a trespassing surfer, go out to confront her, and all hell will break loose. Wanna bet? This is another situation where the writers have an outstanding problem to exploit and come up with something we can dig our teeth into. Give us this, our daily bread. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Liam Spencer may have a honeymoon surprise for Hope Logan, but will family drama derail it? Could some shocking news force Hope and Liam to postpone any trip that might be looming? Things have been going well for Liam ever since he asked Hope to marry him again. Hope said yes right away, so it wasn't long until the wedding planning began. Of course, that led to Beth Spencer's excitement, especially since Hope and Liam agreed to let her be their officiant. The only snag so far has been Beth's issue with having Sheila Sharp at the ceremony, but that's not going to rain on Hope and Liam's parade too much. Liam and Hope are still planning on tying the knot for good this time, so hopefully they'll make this marriage stick. Naturally, we have to consider what might be in store after the nuptials. Will Liam deliver a honeymoon surprise and plan to whisk Hope off to some incredible location that's special to them? Hope has been hard at work on the Hope for the Future relaunch, but the team could surely spare her for a few days. Liam and Hope deserve a little getaway to bask in the afterglow of their wedding, so some honeymoon goals could be set. Unfortunately, family drama could get in the way. There may be multiple paths to trouble since Luna Nozawa's escape could cause more chaos, especially for the Spencer clan. B&B's been offering clues about Katie Logan's heart problems flaring up, so Liam might need to stick around and support Bill Spencer through that too. There could even be family issues on Hope's end since Deacon Sharp might be on the verge of cheating on Sheila with Taylor Hayes. Hope could get dragged into her dad's relationship mess depending on how things play out. Considering all the turmoil that could throw Hope and Liam for a loop, they may end up having to delay their honeymoon for a bit. It might be best to wait until after Hope's fashion show anyway, but let's hope Liam takes her on a post-wedding trip sooner or later. Hope and Liam are finally back together after far too long apart, so they deserve all the bells and whistles of a proper reunion story. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Liam and Hope will count on their next chapter to last forever, so stay tuned for updates on how long they can stay a blissful couple. As the episode begins, Bill and Katie are hanging in his office, delighting in their renewed togetherness. Her one regret? That Will isn't living with them. But, they agree, he's a grown man with his own career and now his own beach house to boot. Speaking of that residence, Electra and Will are at that very moment recalling all the dreadful things that Luna did there. And Luna herself? She's in her cell, tearfully telling Will's photo that she can't bear to lose him. Forgetting that he has a sex den next door, Bill suggests that he and Katie make up for lost time right there at his desk. When Liam interrupts, "I can't unsee that," they fill him in on their reunion. Liam is thrilled, especially at hearing that Katie has already moved back in. "Way to make it happen, old man," Liam cracks. Bill and Katie then inform Will's big brother that they've given him the home in which, as Liam puts it, Luna unleashed her full crazy. Not to worry, Katie says. They've had bikini bar waitress Rachel smudge the beach house, returning it to factory settings. At Liam's suggestion, she agrees to return the following day to light some sage around the office. Bill is fine with that idea, which all but stuns Katie and Liam. Who is this, and what has he done with the real Bill Spencer? The tycoon insists that his openness to Rachel's New Age remedies is all part of his evolution into If not his best self, at least his better self. At the beach house, Will assures Electra that all the bloodstains have been removed from the beach house. Aside from the Luna of it all, Electra says that the place has great vibes. She doesn't want to let the psycho take away from all the fun she and Will are going to have there. Game nights, she says, for starters. Shortly, the duo are interrupted by an uninvited guest, a surfer coming in from a set and using the shower on the deck. Will informs the dude that he's on private property. The guys argue about who's harshing, who's mellow, and then the Spencer heir and Electra resume making plans for the beach house. He can't believe how perfect his life is. I couldn't ask for more, he says. Well, maybe one thing. Yeah, Luna not to exist. In her cell, Luna wails to Will's picture that she can't let him get closer to Electra. Is she really going to spend this whole episode talking to a pinup? Spoiler alert, yes, she is. As the episode goes on, she frets to the pic her fears that Electra will move in and will forget all about his rapist. If only he could. As the episode nears the end, Bill gets extra schmaltzy with Katie, reminding himself that he has to keep evolving and proving himself. You do motivate me to strive for perfection, he tells her. You're my moral compass. Sorry, but is he reading directly from the script breakdown? From there, the former Marriers marvel at how well Will has handled the lunacy swirling around him. Katie goes so far as to wish Luna would disappear so she can never hurt our son again. Meanwhile, the inmate tells her picture of Will that he's the only one who wants anything to do with her. Except since when has he wanted that? A second later, another laundry cart is pushed past Luna's cell, and this time, you can see an idea forming in her mind. Finally, at the beach house, Will and Electra reaffirm their love. We can get through anything, she insists. Let's have fun. Will isn't done professing his love, though. The way he feels, he says, will never die. Cut to Luna blathering that she has to see Will before she loses him to Electra and his beach house. The bold and the beautiful recap for Thursday, November 13th, reveals that Liam Spencer interrupted Katie Logan and Bill Spencer's passion while Will Spencer confronted a trespasser. At Spencer Publications, Liam walked in on Katie sharing some sizzling moments with Bill as she sat in his lap. After Liam learned Bill and Katie were back together, he was thrilled over that news. Liam also got updates on Will moving in the beach house, so he seemed a little uneasy due to all the Luna Nozawa horror that happened there. However, Rachel from the bikini bar was into energy cleansing now and had done a smudging at the beach house to reset things. Bill had hired a crime scene cleanup crew as well. So the Spencers felt good about all that. As for Rachel, she popped in the office briefly. Since Bill agreed to have his office undergo some sage burning, Rachel said she'd come back tomorrow during the time she had available. Later, Bill remained in a state of bliss over his Katie reunion and talked about her being his moral compass. The conversation shifted to Luna, so Katie wished she'd disappear so she could never hurt Will again. At the beach house on Thursday's B&B episode, Will and Electra talked about putting everything Luna had done there behind them. Electra and Will wanted to make wonderful new memories, so they gushed over how much fun they'd have. After a surfer dude appeared outside and helped himself to the outside shower, Will barked about it being private property and got rid of him. Electra and Will got their private welcome home party back on track soon after. Will and Electra canoodled as they focused on their bright future, but tearful Luna had other plans behind bars. Since Luna didn't want Electra to make Will forget about her, she was determined to get out of prison before it was too late. After a laundry cart rolled by, it looked like the wheels were turning for Luna regarding her escape plan. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Will and Electra have some unpleasant surprises in store thanks to Luna, so don't miss all the curveballs. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Brooke Logan might catch Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes' sizzling moment. Will Brooke end up reeling over Sheila Sharp's cheating hubby? Taylor is trying to maintain some professional boundaries with Deacon, but it's tough now that he's awakened something inside her. Both Deacon and Taylor feel a certain pull toward each other that's only going to get stronger in the coming episodes. The show already offered up a slow dance fantasy between Taylor and Deacon at Il Giardino. However, B&B may let Taylor and Deacon have some truly sizzling scenes if this keeps up. It'd be a waste if they had all this buildup without truly going there, so let's hope Deacon and Taylor will at least make out. If Taylor and Deacon hit the sheets at some point, that'd be even better since it'd escalate the drama. Regardless, Deacon seems poised to betray Sheila with Taylor, so it's just a matter of when it'll happen and who'll find out first. This seems like the perfect story for Brooke to get involved in for a couple different reasons. For starters, Brooke just stole Ridge Forrester back from Taylor and would like to see her find happiness with someone else. That's something Brooke's been rooting for, but she'll be taken aback if she learns Taylor is finding her bliss with Deacon. Since Deacon is Brooke's ex, that could add another layer of messiness to all this. Deacon feels a certain bond with Taylor because they're both Ridge and Brooke's roadkill in his eyes. At some point, Brooke may witness Taylor and Deacon surrendering to temptation. Perhaps Brooke will spot Deacon kissing Taylor, or even walk in on them stripped down for some passion somewhere. That could put Brooke in a tight spot if Taylor and Deacon beg her to keep quiet. Brooke doesn't want to keep secrets from Ridge, so would she tell him anyway? Whatever the case, Brooke may sound the alarm if she catches Deacon cheating on Sheila with Taylor in the coming episodes. Since Brooke knows what it's like to be targeted by Sheila, she may fear for Taylor's safety and warn Deacon that he's playing with fire. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Sheila could get some scandalous news and unleash her wrath down the road, so stay tuned for updates on all the excitement. Welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. So, after all these years, Bill and Katie are finally back together. Yay? Well, maybe not. Sadly, it all falls flat because it seemed to come out of nowhere with almost zero buildup. Yes, Bill and Katie have been spending a lot of time together since learning Luna sexually assaulted their son and is now carrying their grandchild, but they certainly didn't have any scenes where they discussed their own relationship, Bill's mistakes of the past, and how things ended. Instead, Bill asked Katie to move back in with him. She said yes, and now they are back together, as if he had never had an affair with her sister, married her sister, and begged her sister to return to him 5 minutes after Katie had turned him down a few years back. How does one just go back to a man who did that to you without even discussing the Brooke-sized elephant in the room first? This reunion just seems weird because the entire thing appears to be based on wanting to be there for Will, and has nothing to do with them as individuals or even as a couple. When a pair reunites after so many years apart, shouldn't it be done as something more than an afterthought? Don't Katie and Bill deserve better? Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full B&B recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not, forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Hope may need to reconsider the designer for her clothing line. Hope's clothing line is back up and running on the Bold and the Beautiful. With a new vision and a new designer, the Hope for the Future line is deemed to be a success. However, fans are skeptical after what they've seen so far. Hope for the Future is Hope's pride and joy. The clothing line was Hope's vision to inspire young women who shared her same values. Throughout the years, the line has experienced many ups and downs. Last year, Hope's collection was cut by Steffy, which resulted in Hope and Carter's coup. While Hope and Carter's rise to power didn't last long, Hope did regain her job and her line. Now that Ridge has reinstated the Hope for the Future line, Hope is ready to get down to business. She hired her talented brother Deke to design for the collection. While Hope and Deke are excited about the new clothes, viewers feel the opposite. From what they've seen of Deke's sketches, B&B fans on Reddit don't see much hope for the line. The fashion for Hope's new line is bad. Those embellished suspenders last week had me giving the TV a side-eye, wrote one viewer. Them, new, astonishing, original, groundbreaking, innovative. Never before seen or even imagined. Me. I think I wore that to a 9th grade dance once, one commenter replied. Isn't her line supposed to target younger customers? Asked one user. While most fans weren't impressed, some believed it had potential. I could definitely see that on a runway, one viewer wrote about Deke's designs. While Forrester Creations is pleased with Deke's designs for Hope for the future, it's customers who will determine its success. Deke and Hope will have to showcase their collection at an upcoming fashion, and after that, it's game on. As fans recall, last year, there was speculation about Hope for the Future's declining sales numbers. Forrester Creations had to dip into the Couture line's fund to keep Hope's line. If Remy wants to be accepted by Deke and the Forresters, then he needs to do the right thing. Remy wants to do good by Deke, his family, and the Forresters on The Bold and the Beautiful. He claims that he's changed. However, he has made some questionable moves lately. If Luna escapes prison, Remy might have the opportunity to redeem himself. Remy had an awkward run-in with Forrester Creations. We're still trying to figure out why he decided to appear there, but he probably had no choice, as Deke wanted to show off his new boyfriend to his sister, friends, and colleagues. Elektra warned Deke about his dark past. He made nude deepfakes of her to ruin her career and relationship with Will. Remy claimed that he was no longer that guy. He had a wonderful life with Deke and didn't want to throw it away. Deke couldn't believe what he was hearing. After the showdown, Deke told Remy that they needed to go on a break. Remy promised to better himself and to get therapy for his long-running trauma. Remy wants to redeem himself, but he's still making questionable decisions. Prior to that awkward meeting, he visited Luna in prison, despite Deke's warning not to associate with her. Speaking of Luna, she's getting pretty desperate. She found out through the prison ward that Will and Elektra moved in together. Luna assumed that she would be with Will forever since she was carrying his baby. However, she didn't read the signs on his face when he told her that he wanted nothing to do with her. He never threw out any feelers. Luna took advantage of him when he was drunk and vulnerable, but she's still deep in her delusions. Luna thinks that if she can break out of prison, then she could finally have Will and the life she's dreamed of. We have a feeling that Luna and Remy could cross paths. If Remy catches Luna outside the beach house, he could stop her from hurting Elektra, whom he still cares about. This heroic move could prove that he has changed and could put him in a better light. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Luna Nozawa impending prison break could lead to Kate Logan having a huge health crisis. Will Luna give Bill Spencer another reason to regret that he ever helped Luna get pardoned from prison? It seems that Katie's heart issues were a big topic of conversation on the November 10th episode of Y&R. With John Finnegan going into the subject, as well as the Logan sisters, it appears to hit at a health crisis for Katie. Luna seems to be at the center of whatever happens to Katie. Fans know that Katie would not be alive had it not been for her brother Storm Logan. However, with that many characters mentioning Katie's health, she could certainly be in trouble when it comes to her health. Are the B&B writers planning another health crisis just around the corner, especially now that Katie is back with Bill? Let's be honest, if Bill hasn't allowed himself to be pulled into Luna's trap months ago, none of this would be happening. Luna was in prison, where she could not hurt anyone until Bill arranged for her to get a pardon, even after killing 2 people. Now Luna is claiming that someone is trying to kill her again. Luna would have never been able to get Will Spencer drunk and sleep with him if she had been in prison. Of course, Bill blames Lee Finnegan for saving Luna this time. In reality, Bill is still responsible for what has happened and what is to come now that he's trying to protect his grandchild. Luna will go off the rails when she learns that Will and Elektra Forrester are moving in together. Luna will be determined to get out of prison and put a stop to this. Obviously, Luna needs Elektra to be out of the way. What if Luna runs into Katie and cause a crisis with her heart? Could Katie end up in serious trouble? Luna is determined to come between Will and Elektra, and that baby isn't making that happen. Luna is going to have to come up with another strategy, and going after Elektra could certainly be that. Katie could be at the beach house with Elektra when Luna attacks, leading to Katie's crisis. Will Katie survive, or will Bill end up blaming himself for Katie's death? The Bold and the Beautiful recap is in for Thursday, November 13th, 2025. In today's episode, Will Spencer deals with intruders at the beach house. Liam Spencer discovers Bill Spencer and Katie Logan are back together. Plus, Luna Nozawa continues to plot to escape. At Spencer Publications, Bill gushes about being back with Katie. They soon discuss Will moving out on his own. They will miss him, but are glad he's flying on his own now. Well, that's easy when your parents give you a house. Liam walks in and catches Beatty kissing. He can't believe it. What a wonderful day for the family. Bill explains Katie also moved back in. Katie admits they need each other. They tell Liam that Will moved into the beach house. Liam wonders if this is the best idea. Rachel Riley arrives at the Spencer mansion. Katie introduces her, and the healer is there to talk to them about a house cleansing. They book her to do the beach house the very next day. Later, Bill and Katie talk about how proud they are of Will. Katie wishes she could protect her son more. The brunette wishes Luna would just disappear. Will and Elektra get settled into the beach house. The place could use some new memories. Elektra recalls picking up Hayes Forrester Finnegan while Luna was secretly around. Luna will be gone from their lives someday. Will does talk about the happy memories he has there, especially as a kid. Elektra says they will make new ones. They kiss. Will puts sunscreen on Elektra, but she sees someone outside. Will goes to check it out, some surfers showering. Will said it was private property and to get lost. Sometimes you think you know everything there is to know about your favorite soap opera star, until you realize there is so much more to learn about them. This time around, we are talking about The Bold and the Beautiful star Jacqueline McInnes Wood, who is best known for her role as Steffy Forrester on the hit CBS soap. The actress had some interesting things to say about her past. In a throwback interview with Soap Opera Digest from 2012, the actress opened up about her upbringing and how she's always felt like a tomboy at heart. Jacqueline, who says she has always been an adrenaline junkie who loves adventure, credited her free spirit to her father. She told the publication back then, "I was always a tomboy. I started riding dirt bikes when I was younger, like when I was 4 years old, because of my dad, and I've been riding ever since. He did the dirt bike thing when he was younger. Looking back at old photos, I can't even imagine. He's doing all these jumps, my dad's side of the family. Even my older sister, we're all into motorcycles. We do a charity event every year for my brother-in-law, the late NHL star Bob Probert, and we basically have thousands of bikers all together, and we ride for 8 hours. It's a great ride, and it's cool that we can all do that together now. It's my yoga now. I love my bike. I don't have to answer a phone call, and I'm just in the moment with it." She also said that year she was thinking about riding her motorcycle to the daytime Emmys. Jacqueline said, "I'm the kind of person who takes things day by day. I rode the motorcycle to the rehearsal, and at that point, I still didn't have a dress. So afterward, I shot down to Rodeo Drive and found this jersey knit-style dress, which was cool because I could roll it up and put it in my backpack. I lucked out." In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Friday, November 14th, 2025, reveal Looney Luna ready to do something crazy to get to the object of her obsession. Luna Nozawa can't believe the man of her dreams is forgetting about her already. How can Will Spencer not think about her night and day? After all, he is in love with her deep down inside. He just has to figure that out. She is sure he will one day if he would just get away from that insipid Elektra Forrester. Seeing Will and Elektra happily setting up house together at the Spencer Beach House, where she tried to kill multiple people and was almost killed herself, is too much for Luna to bear. She has to somehow get out of this prison and remind Will that she is still around and they are having a baby together. To that end, Luna begins to plan her escape. She is sure that if she just hides in one of those large laundry carts, she can find her freedom and make a mad dash to Will and the beautiful Pacific Ocean. When Luna sets her mind to something nuts, she usually accomplishes it. At first, at least, somehow, she always manages to get caught. That is why she has to make this plan foolproof, so she never has to spend a day behind bars again, and Will be hers. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's homecoming was marred with the news that Luna was still alive. Steffy thought she was coming home to a calm and peaceful life, and that Luna would never bother them again. At least Luna is behind bars, so Steffy doesn't feel like she's in danger. That means it's time for some romance with John Finnegan. Bill Spencer and Katie Logan have not had a love scene. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer have not had a love scene. But it's a sure bet that Steffy and Finn will have a love scene on Friday, because they always do. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Soap Opera Spy for all the latest The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. The Bold and the Beautiful fans have all noticed this one special thing that Brooke Logan always seems to do with Ridge Forrester whenever they are together. And that's Brooke pulling on Ridge's suit. Sure, it might not be a big thing, but it's also something that happens enough that viewers are now picking up on it. Could there be a reason as to why Brooke does it all the time? That's what a lot of people want to know. Sure, she loves him, but could this mean that Brooke's trying to always keep him close as well? Maybe. Of course, B&B fans had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented, "There are couples on the show that do casual PDA well, and some that are really awkward about it. I'm not talking about making out or sex scenes, but just showing affection through little touches and physical closeness." Another critic of the show wrote, "Ridge and Brooke are an example that don't do it well, for me, at least as they often feel quite awkward, forced in scenes together. Again, not the only couple that doesn't do it for me, but unfortunately, one that is on screen a lot." And then there was this comment as well. "I never noticed that, but I have noticed frequent use of pretty obvious tongue during passionate kissing scenes, and that has been the case from their first case. Based on what I've heard actors say about doing kissing scenes, using tongue is not the norm, and usually indicates that the actors really trust each other." It goes without saying that B&B fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. Meanwhile, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that Sheila Sharp could file a complaint against Taylor Hayes for boundary violations concerning Deacon Sharp. Will Taylor lose her job? Sheila credits Taylor for saving her marriage to Deacon. However, Sheila doesn't realize just how close Taylor and Deacon have become. Deacon cannot get over his feelings for Taylor, and that may end up coming out and exposing just how close Taylor and Deacon are. Is filing this complaint the only way to save her marriage? Taylor is having the same issues that Deacon is because she cannot get him out of her mind either. Deacon and Taylor had connected months ago, and now they are still having these feelings. Deacon has been there for Taylor as well. Taylor needed someone to talk to about her breakup with Ridge Forrester as well. Lee Finnegan has talked with Sheila about Deacon's therapy. Lee bring up Sheila and Deacon's closeness and suggest it could be something more. Sheila told Lee that she would kill Taylor if she crossed the line and go intimate with Deacon. Sheila says it was just a figure of speech now, but we have all seen what she is capable of. Is Taylor in danger? Sheila may have not meant what she said about killing Taylor. However, she is not going to be happy with Deacon and Taylor having feelings for each other. Will Sheila ruin Taylor's career instead, to try to get her out of Deacon's life for good? Will the charges of boundary violations be enough to take Taylor's license and cause her to move on? Deacon agreed to try and fix things with Sheila because he wasn't sure that he could just leave her. However, Deacon finds himself thinking about Taylor all of the time, and Sheila will eventually notice. If things don't work out between Deacon and Sheila, will we see her trying to ruin Taylor's career? With Taylor being known as a world-renowned psychiatrist, how would it look if she was charged for inappropriate conduct with a patient? Taylor's reputation means a lot to her, and her work being questioned could be a big issue. Will Sheila ruin Taylor's career over her attraction to Deacon? Can Taylor continue to ignore the bond between herself and Deacon? Sheila could find herself going off the rails and attacking Taylor over her and Deacon's closeness. Will Deacon leave Sheila and try to see what happens with himself and Taylor? Who will win Deacon in the end? Luna is desperate to get out of prison, and she'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. Luna crashed out after she saw Will's big news on The Bold and the Beautiful. He shared on social media that he's moving in with his girlfriend, Electra. Luna assumed she would end up with him, even though he wants nothing to do with her. Now, she's planning her great escape from prison. Will is ready to take the next step in his relationship with Electra. The two have been through a lot in the past year alone. It took Electra time to become vulnerable and intimate with Will. He had to prove that he was devoted and committed to her. They also dealt with Remy and Luna interfering with their relationship. Luna got pregnant with Will's baby after she got him drunk and raped him. This nearly drove a wedge between the young lovers, but they found their way back to each other. Luna assumed that she secured a life with the love of her life, but Will is disgusted by the sight of her, and rightfully so. Luna is getting desperate after she discovered on social media that Will and Electra are moving in together. She previously assumed that Will would let her out of prison after seeing her bruised and bloodied, but the Spencers are already on to her. They knew that she would con someone into punching her out. By this point, Luna has found clever ways to get out of jail. She got knocked out so that Bill would feel sorry for her and issue her a pardon. So, Luna thought it would work on the billionaire and his golden son again. Luna also thought carrying a Spencer child would secure her golden ticket, but she found herself spiraling behind bars. BB&B dropped an anvil during the Wednesday, November 12th episode. A laundry cart was being rolled out by an inmate with the guard with her. Luna will likely request to go on laundry duty. She'll try to distract the guard by manipulating them. Then, she'll find her way out of jail through the laundry chute. It's November sweeps, which means that Luna will get more creative with her prison escapes. She believes in her delusion that Will loves her no matter what, no matter how many times he tells her he doesn't. When she breaks out, she'll add another charge to her ever-growing list. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Will Spencer's perfect life was assaulted by a woman who is obsessed with him. Luna Nozawa has become the bane of his existence and has manipulated herself into becoming the mother of his child. However, that hasn't stopped Electra Forrester from loving him. Katie Logan and Bill Spencer's support of their son means the world to him. The Spencer family is united in their response to Luna's latest crime. Breaking all moral boundaries, Luna got Will drunk at his promotion party. Then, she wore Electra's mask so that Morrow's highly inebriated character would believe she was her. However, the resulting pregnancy didn't result in Luna being shielded from prison. Luna is diabolical. She's a master manipulator, as proven by her convincing Bill to previously get her out of prison and then receive an incredible pardon from this alternative universe's governor. Will has repeatedly told his dad not to blame himself. The expectant father holds the mother of his child fully responsible for the predicament she forced him into. Viewers know that Remy Price doesn't share the collective view of Luna. His most recent prison visit also established a return chat with the person who stands as his only perceived friend, Luna. Remy convinced himself that allowing Deke Sharp to introduce him at Forrester Creations would be good. Weissman's character assumed that Deke's goodwill, the passage of time, and the FC atmosphere would influence Electra. It didn't. Electra was outraged that Remy showed his face and believed that all would be forgiven. Her stance is protective and coupled to Will's situation, a factor Remy couldn't or didn't want to foresee. Deke's break means that Remy is on his own indefinitely. That gives Luna an opening she'll seek to exploit. While Yamada's character did warn Remy not to expect a breakthrough, she's primed to use the unstable outlook he's holding. Electra is a kind-hearted person who loves Will and hasn't wronged anyone. Her demeanor fueled the reason why she never anticipated that Remy was the person who created and distributed the deep fakes. Luna knows that Remy wants reconciliation with Electra. Viewers will see a prison guard show Luna a social media post of Will and Electra's new home. The remote location of Bill's beach house normally would be a good location for this couple to escape the drama they've been experiencing. But it feels like what should be Will and Electra's paradise spot may instead be a setting Luna targets through Remy. Sheila nearly drove Lee to her death, but that hasn't stopped the two from becoming friends. Despite their dark past, Lee and Sheila became good friends on The Bold and the Beautiful. They bonded over their shared love for Luna and Finn. Meanwhile, fans are baffled that Lee would associate herself with the notorious killer. At the time, Lee brought Finn from the dead after Sheila shot him. He was presumed dead, but Sheila eventually found out his whereabouts. Meanwhile, Lee tricked Sheila into believing that she wouldn't turn her in for shooting her son. She claimed that she had to leave to get supplies for him. However, she tried to pull the wool over Sheila's eyes. Lee jumped into her SUV and drove away into the pouring rain. She thought she had survived, but then a van approached her from behind closely. Lee realized that it was Sheila behind the wheel. Sheila picked up speed as she chased Lee and intentionally drove her off a cliff. She got out of her car and looked down the cliff with an evil grin on her face. Sheila had thought she had killed Lee, but Lee came back from the dead and ended up in Bill's care. Do B&B's Sheila and Lee deserve each other? Ironically, the two became friends for a similar reason. Lee smuggled Luna's body from the hospital in an effort to bring her back from the dead and rehabilitate her. Sheila found out what she was doing, and the two bonded over their granddaughter. Over on one soap opera message board, B&B fans questioned Lee's friendship with Sheila. The original poster asked, "Is Sheila and Lee's friendship realistic?" Sheila has turned to Lee about her marriage to Deacon. She has become her close confidant. One fan responded, "I think so. They're both criminals who will break any law to get the outcome they want, all in the name of love." Someone else argued, "Lee's actions make zero sense at this point. She's so judgmental of Poppy, but she gave Luna another shot by saving her life, and now she's cozying up to Sheila, the woman who shot her and left her beloved son for dead." Some fans think the two are bonded for life due to their complicated family ties. Another person noted, "They share a son, a granddaughter, a grandson, and now a great-grandchild on the way. Too many things bind them together." B&B viewers previously called out the hypocrisy between Lee and Sheila. Lee gets away with the crimes she committed, while Sheila has to continue to prove that she's changed. What are your thoughts on their friendship? On the Thursday, November 13th, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill and Katie shared their good news with Liam, while Will and Electra reflected on their new life together, and Luna's desperation levels increased. Bill and Katie met at the Spencer offices, and he beamed with happiness about their reconciliation. He admitted that it was well worth the wait. She hoped Will could join them at the Spencer estate, and although Bill felt the same, Will was ready to be on his own. Will has a steady girlfriend and a thriving career, so being at the beach house was the next logical step in his life. Plus, Bill and Katie were long overdue for alone time after spending several years apart. They briefly gave in to the unbridled passion, but they were quickly interrupted by Liam, who was horrified by what he walked in on. He offered to give them some privacy and asked if they were back together. Bill exclaimed, "Hell yeah!" which prompted a smile from Liam. Liam labeled the news as fantastic and expressed excitement that not only were they back together, but they had also moved in together. He was surprised at how quickly it progressed, but he was thrilled. Liam explained to Katie how much Bill needed her in his life, and Katie felt the same way. He wondered if Will knew the good news, and not only was he ecstatic, but they also told Liam that they had given him the beach house. Liam wondered if the beach house was a good move, given that it was the scene of Luna's heinous criminal activities. Katie introduced Liam to Rachel, who rid the beach house of all of Luna's toxic energy. Katie also revealed that Bill had a professional crime scene cleaning crew scrub the home from top to bottom. They urged Liam to visit Will at the beach house, although that they worried it would be triggering for him because he was shot there. However, Liam was all for it, and he praised Bill for being a great dad. After Liam left, Katie noticed a photo of her and Bill that reminded her of their previous life together, which gave her hope for the future. She encouraged him to continue proving himself, as his hard work in changing as a person had been successful so far. Although he couldn't reach perfection, she gave his life meaning and purpose, and she guided him throughout the darkest of times. Katie picked up the photo of her, Bill, and Will when he was a child, and she reflected on how far they'd come. The way Will had handled the Luna debacle was admirable, but she wished for Luna to disappear from their lives together. At the beach house, Electra expressed how she could get used to living life right on the ocean. They looked forward to making new memories at the house to erase the path of destruction caused by Luna. She nearly lost her life during her crime spree and almost took Sheila and Liam with her. Electra couldn't believe the amount of bloodshed that took place in her boyfriend's new home. However, he promised they'd create new moments that would make that a distant memory. Electra joked about forming a salt circle at the entrance to cleanse the spot from evil. He didn't think enough salt existed to ward off Luna's energy. Still, despite the shootings, Electra felt only good vibes at the beach house. Will knew that Luna wasn't permanently in their past because of the pregnancy, so they couldn't forget about her forever. He started ranting about Luna, and Electra apologized for bringing her up, but Will confessed she was already on his mind. Someone showed up at the beach house and took a shower on the patio, forcing Will to kick him off the property. He refused to let anyone else do that now that he was the owner of the property. Electra was amazed by the upscale quality of the property, but all Will could think about was having somewhere to spend more time alone with the woman he loved. Besides the Luna drama, he had everything to look forward to in life. Things were looking up, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't stop thinking about Luna's chokehold on his life. It was difficult to forget that his new home served as the host to the shootings of his brother, former sister-in-law, and Sheila. The location was somewhat tainted because of the crime spree. However, Electra wanted Will not to let Luna siphon the joy out of the monumental occasion. She urged him to enjoy it, and after reminding him that they had the place to themselves, she planted a passionate kiss. Electra didn't want him to let the weight of Luna bog him down. She vowed not to leave Will's side, and he thanked her for her patience and understanding. If she walked away from Will, she'd be forced to live without him, and she wasn't willing to do that. She urged him to let go and have fun, and he appreciated the spark inside of her. Will stated that his feelings for her would never die, and that he'd love her for the rest of his life. Luna cried to a photo of Will on her prison cell wall, unable to handle him moving on with Electra. She wanted to be with her child's father. Luna slumped against her cell wall, distraught that Will was moving forward with Electra. She didn't think it should be that way and lost her composure. Luna paced, questioning why Will and Electra were so happy at the beach house, afraid he would forget her. Luna took the photo off the wall and declared that a new life awaited her outside prison. She resented that Poppy, Finn, Lee, and Sheila had turned their backs on her, thinking Will was the only one who cared. When a laundry cart rolled by her cell a second time, an escape plan formed. She told herself she was desperate to avoid losing Will to Electra for good. Will and Electra are fully moved into the beach house, but there could be a threat on the way. On the Thursday, November 13th, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna's crash-out continues. Meanwhile, Will and Electra quickly move into their new humble abode, which comes with bad vibes. As a result, it has been saged and sanitized. At the beach house, Will assured Electra that their new place was no longer a crime scene. The bloodstains were previously removed. Additionally, the place has been sanitized and scrubbed to a high standard. Electra admitted that the place finally has good vibes. She's not letting Luna destroy their future, which includes many plans. One of those plans includes game nights. The two are caught off guard by a surfer who's showering on their deck. Will informed the man that this place was private property. Finally, the guy leaves them alone after heckling Will. Electra was ready to make plans for their beach house, ignoring the glaring lack of security. The Spencers also ensured that the place was tidy. They had bikini bar waitress Rachel stabilize the beach house. Strangely enough, Bill asked her to sage his office the following day. She offered up some namastes before leaving their office. Meanwhile, Luna continued to spiral from behind bars. She acquired a picture of Will from the guard since she couldn't hold on to their phone. Luna talked to herself as she exclaimed that Will was the man for her, not Electra. When did Luna crack? She was never this delusional before. Her desire to kill came from wanting to know who her father was. Now, she's obsessed. And manic over Will. What went wrong? Once again, a laundry cart is pushed by Luna's cell. A light bulb goes off in her mind. Here's how she plans to get out of prison on The Bold and the Beautiful. What's also interesting is that Luna is no longer the cocky and arrogant villain who called the shots. She was certain that Will was attracted to her. But now she's not so sure, and she's losing her mind. Meanwhile, at the beach house, Electra and Will reassure each other that they will get through this together. All they want to do is have a good time. Will wouldn't stop professing his love for Electra either. The closing scene cuts back to Luna, who is desperate to see Will. She feared that she could lose him to Electra, but that's too late since he's never expressed interest in her before. Is Bill and Katie's reunion about to be brief? It's the moment the bold and the beautiful fans have been waiting for. After years of separation, Bill and Katie are back together. While viewers are excited about Betty's reunion, some fear that history may repeat itself. Bill and Katie are one of B&B's super couples. The bad boy tycoon and the sweet Logan sister are opposites, but make a perfect match. Like many couples, the Lovebirds experienced their share of drama, the latest of which involves their son Will. Will's going through a difficult time thanks to Luna and her pregnancy, but Bill and Katie are there to support him. Bill and Katie putting on a strong front has not only helped Will, but also themselves. Sparks reignited for the exes, and Katie agreed to give Bill another chance. While Betty's reunion is a heartwarming moment, their happiness might soon be shattered. Bill has a history of cheating on Katie, mostly with her sister Brooke. Bill and Brooke's on-again, off-again affair began in 2012 and resulted in a pregnancy. Sadly, Brooke miscarried and tried to keep the affair and pregnancy a secret. But the truth was eventually exposed, leaving Katie devastated. Despite Bill's affair with her sister, Katie reunited with him. However, deep down, she couldn't shake the fear that Bill and Brooke would betray her again. When Bill and Brooke were caught on camera kissing, a fed-up Katie finally divorced her husband. But with Brooke back with Ridge, Katie shouldn't have to worry about her sister and Bill. Or does she? Brooke has always been Bill's biggest supporter, much to the chagrin of Ridge. Recently, Brooke and Ridge have been at odds over Bill. Ridge isn't holding back from blaming Bill for the Luna situation, but Brooke was quick to come to Bill's defense. She explained that Bill knows he messed up and is trying to make up for his mistakes. Brooke defending Bill certainly raised eyebrows and has fans wondering if another Brill affair is in the works. Although Brooke just reunited with Ridge, odds are they're due for another breakup. With Brooke heartbroken and lonely, she could find herself back in Bill's arms. And given Brill's history, fans suspect another round of Brooke and Bill is on the way, which could mean more heartache for Katie. Daphne claims that she wants a man who will prove his love to her. Maybe that man is Zendy, not Carter. Zenday returned to the bold and the beautiful, and he might have walked into a love triangle. The show is dropping anvils that Zendy could be secretly interested in Daphne, who wants to be pursued by Carter. Key takeaways. It's been months since fans have seen Zenday on the show. On Tuesday's episode, he didn't waste time asking Carter about the status of his relationship with Daphne. Carter only said that he wants to get to know her better. But these two got to know each other very well when he was with Hope. Meanwhile, Daphne wants a man who will prove he deserves that heart. However, that man could end up being Zendy if Carter's not careful. When Daphne and Steffy walked into the design office, Carter blabbed that Daphne's secret is that she's an incredible singer. Zendy was interested in going to an open mic night, but does that mean he really wants to hear Daphne sing? It seems like B&B is setting up yet another love triangle. Zendy could end up as the third wheel in Daphne and Carter's blossoming romance. He probably wanted to know their relationship status to see if he still had a shot with Daphne. Now, he wants to get to know her more. It didn't take long for Zenda to jump at the idea of open mic night, even though nobody invited him. He willingly accompanied the couple to Il Giardino. At first, Zenday acted aloof around Daphne. He acted as if he wasn't attracted to her natural beauty or intoxicating scent, but he could have been playing it cool so that she wouldn't notice. Zenda could end up snatching Daphne when Carter's not looking. He might prove that he deserves her heart, not Carter, who goes from 0 to 60 in all of his relationships. A love triangle hasn't stopped Zendy before. We remember when he fought with RJ over Luna before she became bad. But Zendy and Daphne might have more chemistry and passion. Plus, The last thing that Carter needs is another quickie engagement. He's just setting himself up for heartbreak once again. Here are all the reasons why Zend and Daphne are the perfect match. What are your thoughts? Do you think Zendi will snatch Daphne away from Carter? Sound off below in the comments section. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that it seems like they aren't being totally honest with each other. Of course, we are talking about Carter Walton and what he may or may not know about Daphne Rose and her original plan. After all, Daphne was brought to Forrester Creations by Steffy Forrester herself, just so she could break up Carter with Hope Logan. And to a certain extent, it did work. But is that something Daphne should tell Carter now that they are officially together? Of course, many B&B fans had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented with, "I don't think he does, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came up later in their relationship and became a deal breaker." Like their whole relationship was based on a lie. Another critic wrote, "I don't even know that it would matter in real life. Daphne developed real feelings for Carter, so it's not like she's playing him." She also didn't do anything to try to break them up, besides flirt with Carter, express an interest in him, and tell him how she viewed his relationship with Hope. She might have painted Hope in a way that felt unfair to some, but she was always just stating her opinion. And then there was this comment as well. "Well, in real life, I would like to know that about my partner. But I guess here they just didn't even do anything with that plan and forgot about it." Needless to say, the bold and the beautiful fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. B&B airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. Bold and the Beautiful has Luna Nozawa planning a prison break, and if she gets loose, we know there's going to be chaos, and Elektra Forrester could be in serious danger. We're going to talk about what havoc Luna might wreak if she sneaks her way out of prison, and what this would mean for Elektra and others. Alright, so this week, Luna got an idea how to escape from prison, and she is planning her escape on Friday. So, it looks like Luna might hop into a laundry cart based on the hints that B&B dropped. We'll see if Luna actually makes a break for it by the end of this week, or just starts planning and her run for freedom stretches into next week. That's kind of what I suspect will happen, because Bold moves pretty slowly. Now that Will Spencer is happy in his beach house with Elektra, we have seen Luna increasingly desperate to get out and get to Will. She thinks he moved in with Elektra, which hasn't happened yet, but I feel like it will soon. So Luna's ready to get out. And even if her initial escape plan doesn't work, I bet Luna is going to get loose using some loophole or some technicality. I just doubt that Bold and the beautiful writers want her locked up forever, because she's such a good villain. Will is feeling pretty smug. He is certain that Luna is gone for good, but I think she's going to find a way to get loose and go look for Will. And when she does, there are some things on her to-do list. So, let's dive into what she may do first once she weasels her way out of prison like she's hoping. First off, if she gets free, I expect Luna to make a beeline to get her psycho hands on Will again. Luna is desperate to have him, and she may kidnap Will. She might drug him, since I doubt Luna can physically overpower Will for a kidnapping. I also think there's a chance Luna might molest Will again, because she's deluded and Luna thinks she and Will are meant to be together. Luna really thinks he's going to fall in love with her, and she can't let Will get any closer to Elektra. Luna does not get at all that Will despises her, and he wishes he could wash the fact she touched him off his body forever. He wished she had just stayed dead. Luna thinks, though, if she can just be alone with Will, he'll fall in love with her. So that's why I think there's a chance she may kidnap him. Another thing Luna may do is reach out to her awful mom, Poppy Nozawa. We know that Romy Park is back on set filming, and that means Poppy has scenes soon, so I suspect Luna might contact her. We just heard her complaining that Poppy won't come see her, and neither will Sheila Carter. But that does not mean Luna won't go looking for her mom, Poppy, trying to get some help. Luna's mom is a master gold digger, so she might have some tips, some advice. But on the other hand, if there's a reward from the cops for Luna, then Poppy might turn her in and cash that check. So, another thing we could see whether Luna escapes or gets out on a technicality is she may call her grandma Sheila for help. Now, if she does answer Luna's call, that would be a marriage ender for Deacon Sharp and Sheila. That is very clear. Deacon has a zero-tolerance policy where Luna is concerned from here on out. So I can see Luna reaching out to Sheila for help, or maybe even asking her to hide her. And a call from Luna would present a conundrum for Sheila. She loves her granddaughter, but she knows if she has any contact with Luna again, or keeps any secrets from Deacon, he will absolutely walk out on Sheila, and probably once and for all. Luna escaping prison could absolutely ruin Sheila's life, because when he heard about it, if it does happen, Deacon will be keeping an eagle eye on his wife, knowing Luna might come there. So Sheila is at risk of losing Deacon forever. So if Luna does turn to Sheila, her grandma would be in an awful position, choosing between granddaughter Luna or husband Deacon. The thing is, I don't know if Sheila could turn Luna away though. So this could be what drives Deacon further from Sheila and has him single and ready to mingle with Taylor Hayes. And I know Luna knows that she'd mess up Sheila's life by calling her, but I don't think she cares. She's terribly selfish. Luna's awful. She'd do it anyway. But if Sheila won't take her call, Luna may reach out instead to her other grandma, Lee Finnegan, especially if there's any sort of medical issue with Luna's pregnancy, or if she is hurt in an escape attempt, which could happen. But I don't think Luna would get very far with Lee. We know she's just about had it with Luna, because as you know, Lee risked everything for Luna to give her a second chance, and Lee thought Luna would be grateful and smart enough to take the chance at a fresh start. But instead, she threw it all back in Lee's face. So, I don't think she'll help Luna. Now, I will say that Lee would help her granddaughter Luna if she's hurt. But once Lee made sure that she was okay and wasn't going to, die or bleed out, I also think Lee might call the cops and have Luna tossed back in prison. So, last and possibly the soapiest outcome is that Luna escapes from prison and immediately goes after Elektra, who she thinks is the source of all her problems, and the person coming between her and Will. I mean, we might get something really wild for the end of November sweeps, and maybe Luna kidnaps Elektra with some really sketchy plans for her. Elektra has Will, and she's living the life that Luna wants, that she thinks she deserves in her twisted mind. But I worry that Luna won't stop at just taking Elektra, because on a recent episode, there was some dialogue that felt a lot like foreshadowing. Will said his love for Elektra would never die. It was something very fatalistic sounding, very Romeo and Juliet death-love thing. I mean, if Bold was a better written soap, they would have something super dramatic happen, like Luna breaks out of prison and she kills Elektra. If you think about it, Will's kind of a spoiled Nepo baby, and the only bad thing that's ever really happened, aside from his parents' divorce, was Luna getting him drunk and molesting him. But if B&B went really soapy and killed off Elektra, oh my gosh, we would see Will having some serious emotional scars and damage, and that would make him actually a much more interesting character. Let's be honest, because otherwise he's kind of 2D. He is not a deep guy. He's had a near-perfect life before Luna molested him. Katie Logan and Bill Spencer's divorce was the sum total of hardship he's ever faced. He barely goes to work. He's living in a Malibu beach house. He's spoiled rotten. Will needs some grit, and a dead girlfriend would make that happen. So, I will say that his chat with Elektra felt like some sort of fatal foreshadowing. However, I would be absolutely stunned if B&B did the really gritty soapy thing and had Luna kill off Elektra. However, if Luna's escape plan works, hopefully we'll still get some good chaotic drama before she's caught. But I'd like to see some murdery happen. That's what November Sweeps is about. We all know it. The B&B's must-watch moments for Thursday, November 13th show Will and Elektra building a new life at the beach house, while Luna makes a haunting vow from behind bars. The Bold and the Beautiful's must-watch moments for Thursday, November 13th see Will and Elektra settle in at the beach house while Luna finds herself in prison looking at a photo of Will. Luna vows not to lose Will. Since Luna raped Will and became pregnant with his child, things have been up in the air for Will and Elektra. However, recently, they seem to have moved forward in their relationship. Luna attempted to get out of prison by having somebody else punch her. However, although Bill fell for that the first time Luna tried it. This time, though, Bill wasn't about to spring the mother of his grandson. He's been burned by her before, and Bill no longer trusts anything about Luna. In fact, he's pretty furious with her. Both Katie and Bill are super supportive of Will and Electra's relationship. They just want to see their son happy. Of course, the two of them also decided to move back in together as they help support Will. Bless its heart, the bold and the beautiful is not known for its subtlety. So we all had the same thought, didn't we? While watching the November 12th episode, Luna is going to break out of prison by hiding in a laundry cart. It was in the show's final minutes Wednesday that the writers tipped their hand. Luna had just seen on social media that the object of her obsession, Will and his girlfriend Electra, had hatched new digs, the beach house formerly occupied by Wyatt and RJ, and most recently, the site of the double murderous' summer camp shootout. Luna wailed about Will forgetting her, if only he could erase his rapist from his memory, and became more frantic than ever to get back to the man I love. Then, right in front of the inmate, a prison laundry cart was pushed. It might as well have been labeled exit. And whether the wheels were turning in Luna's head yet, they were in ours. She's obviously going to sneak out of prison in a laundry cart. Is it silly? OMG, yes. But remember, Luna is also the character who got past security at Forrester Creations as the most obviously disguised pizza delivery guy ever. What Luna intends to do once she's out and about again is a big ol' question mark. On one hand, she is sure to make a beeline for Will. But on the other, she can't expect anything to happen when they are reunited, other than him calling the cops to have her hauled back to jail. It doesn't make a lick of sense. But then, Luna has never proven to be one our great linear thinkers, has she? Maybe she'll take our advice and attempt to recruit this potential ally,